All right, well, when we leave Utah to go to the Pacific Northwest, one of the things that just always blows us away is how lush and green everything is. We found a camp spot in the Olympic National Park. No explanation needed here if you're a fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But this is Rachel's birthday trip in 2020, part 2. This is the road up to the top of Olympic National Park to Hurricane Ridge, and the valley below us was just packed full of fog. It was really, really cool looking. On the way back out, we stopped and saw the Elwha River. Rachel had studied that in college, learning about the dam that was taken out there. We saw Crescent Lake, and ultimately we headed up towards what we thought was going to be the most northwest corner of the peninsula, as far as you can go north and west in the contiguous 48. But we didn't quite make it. COVID had the community locked down way out at the end of the point there. No worries though, still some beautiful scenery. This is a little bay we stopped at on the way back once we got turned around. And we picked out a point on the map that was down, we'd have to backtrack our way back out of there, but it looked like it was called Ozette Lake. And there's a trail where we could hike out to see the ocean, about a 3-mile hike. We started it way too late in the evening, and we were a little bit afraid of getting all the way in and all the way out before it got dark, or before a mountain lion or bear ate us. Here we got a Rachel for scale, and that is the forest we're in. Wow.
That's totally the ocean I'm doing.
Okay, so here's Rachel and I. We can hear the ocean, we can see a break in the tree, so we think we're almost there, we can smell it. But look at this tree. Stand there in front of it. Put your arms out, T pose for dominance. Okay, so here we're gonna go up.
It's just so thick all the way up.
I feel like David Attenborough should be here. And the giant redwoods of the Sequoia National Forest, or the Olympic National Park. All right, we made it. You can't tell whether it's light or dark or what, because it's so foggy. How do you suppose we pronounce the name of this lake?
Ozette?
Rachel just discovered that the world is indeed round.
Had my doubts. Just kidding. I never doubted. The world is round.
So here's where we got to besides the hike last night. on our last pass around this area was really windy and the waves were crazy. It was kind of a stormy day. So we were happy to see it when the weather was a little more relaxed. Unfortunately, after our 6-mile power hike the night before, this is as close as we could get. Our legs were not having it. So we looked at the cool plants and turned around and headed for the truck. So after backtracking our way out of Lake Ozette, we continued on down the coastline until we got to the point where we could cross over into Oregon over the Columbia River and the Columbia River Gorge and the bridge here going into Astoria, Oregon. As you can see, now I've sped this up a little bit, but this is a pretty busy bridge and it's pretty darn narrow. There's not a ton of space here to move over. And here we have a bicyclist with, in my mind, an apparent death wish, riding his bike across this thing. Yikes. So, in Utah, we have a rule that says you have to give a biker at least 3 feet of clearance when you go past them. I'm not sure we had room to give that boy more than about 3 inches. Alright, well, I have never been on this side of the Columbia, and I've missed out. Good Lord, look at this view. There's Mount Hood. We think. Rachel thinks it's pretty sure it's Mount Hood. There's an Amtrak train going along the train tracks. You can take the Amtrak along here. So we can't look too far to the Hood River side. We'll do it for a sec, but the sun's that way, so let's see if we can. Not sure that's gonna really work, but there's the bridge we're gonna go across, and then we'll be back on the boring I-84 side, and we'll head home. And that's that. We headed back across the Columbia one last time at Hood River and headed back through Idaho and back to Salt Lake. Just a long, boring slog of a drive from this point. But I hope you enjoyed our little tour of the Pacific Northwest. I know we sure did, and I hope to do this trip again with the other daughter, Samantha, and show her some of these same places we found. But we love it up there, and Washington State, we will be back. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time around.